Eddie Howe had many critics when he was appointed as new manager of Newcastle under the new ownership, but the critics were wrong about him. Ever since his appointment, Newcastle have improved their form week after week. At the time of his hiring, they were neck and neck with Norwich for bottom of the table. Now they have gotten out of the relegation zone, currently sitting in 17th place, just 1 point behind Everton in 16th, after they beat out Everton 3-1 in their grueling match. So what tactics are Eddie Howe using at Newcastle to help improve his side? His formation on paper is a 4-3-3. However, it typically switches from a 4-3-3 in attack and into a 4-5-1 in defense. His main focus for his team is pressing intensity and hard work. When his team is defending, the team is typically in more of a 4-5-1. The forward striker needs to work hard as he has to pressure both center backs when they have possession. The two wide players will block passing lanes to the opposition's wingers and press the fullbacks when they receive possession, continuing to block the passes down the wing. This will in turn force the opposition down the middle of the pitch. When the opposition passes to the defensive midfielder, one of the two center midfielders for Newcastle will pressure them as the other two center midfielders follow suit, trying to block passing lanes, forcing the opposition back to their center backs. Their four defenders will not play an extremely high line, but they will be pushed up around halfway between the halfway line and their own net. The defenders here also have to work hard and press the opposition if they get past the midfielders. However, they also need to be good in the air as they are trying to force their opposition to play long balls, and they need to win them. If they win possession from their press, they will typically counterattack through their quick, wide attackers such as Ryan Fraser and Alan St. Maximin. They look to run at the opposition and attack the goal as a unit. If they are building up from the back, Newcastle play very directly. You will rarely see them hold onto possession for long spurts and will use their center back's passing range to try to play long balls to their target man Chris Wood. Chris Wood's job is to strictly focus on backing down the opposition defenders and winning these long balls, putting them in perfect spots for his fellow attackers. This direct style of play also relies on opposition's mistakes and pressing intensity of Newcastle, as if Wood is not able to handle the long ball, they will quickly press and try to win back possession, and then in turn have the numbers for a solid attack. This makes them a very dangerous side to come up against. These tactics also perfectly fit the current players and the players they have brought in this winter. They are using his tactics to build an identity across the club, which they were lacking before under Steve Bruce. Their entire starting lineup is filled with hard workers that will constantly put pressure on the opposition, especially their midfield. In his midfield, he has two number 8s that are box-to-box midfielders, players that have high work rates, try to aid in the attack and aid in the defensive side of the game as well, running up and down the pitch relentlessly. While his 6 is there to protect his two box-to-box midfielders, but also work hard as well when needed. Joe Linton, the converted box-to-box midfielder, is an extremely hard worker, proven by his 20.44 pressures per 90. Joe Willock next to him is also a solid box-to-box midfielder with a great work rate, with his 24.63 pressures per 90. Jonjo Shelvey's stats, who is the number 6 for the team, may not show him working that hard, but his role is to be in the right place at the right time, and he does that very well, and also excels at being a deep-lying playmaker. The new addition of Bruno Guimaraes in midfield is another box-to-box midfielder who is also very hard-working, proven by his 23 pressures per 90. In Howe's tactics, he needs a hard-working number 9, willing to constantly put pressure on the opposition's center backs, and the signing of Chris Wood perfectly fits this role. When he is not backing down the opposition to be a target man, he is pressurizing the defense very successfully, proven by his 30% successful pressure percentage. The three other signings that Howe and Newcastle have brought in are also willing to do the hard work, with Matt Targett, Dan Burn, and Kieran Trippier all being gritty, hard-working players. This tactical system will not bring Newcastle trophies and will not have them bombarding up the league table, but these tactics will be efficient, make this team very hard to beat, and will save this club from relegation, which is the ultimate goal. It would probably have to change managers or just tactics in general in the future, but for right now, in Newcastle's current state, Howe's tactics are working and are good enough to keep them in the Premier League and giving this club an identity, that they can find players to build around that certain identity to continue and build on their successes. Howe may have not been an amazing choice for manager, but he was the smart choice for now, as I believe with these tactics and the culture he created at the club, they will avoid relegation.